course have been a whirlwind one. Of course, not exactly able to share all the details right away, but here's what I can tell you that there's a major life event that unfolded, something that usually should devastate anyone. And then there was this emotional setback on where is the life leading to. During an emotional setback, we always have two options. One, we succumb to it and suffer with it, suffer being in it. Or we take that as a foundation stone of what's about to come. And is that is where we are at right now. We decided to do the latter. The day ended with perhaps the most amazing experience that I've had in over a decade. Getting into the Tony Robbins zone, getting into that state, being a part of a session with Yogeshwari, where we were not just facilitators of the session, but we were actual participants as well, playing at that 110%. And throughout the month, taking it all the way to the next level. Now, while all of these things were happening in December 1st, obviously the commitment was December is going to be the greatest month of our lives. And it's going to set as a foundation for what's coming up in across 2026. Yet again, I couldn't even wake up when I decided I will. Yet again, come on, let's just keep sleeping. We'll figure it out. Now, whenever you realize that you're slacking through, you're not actually slacking through in actions. Actions comes way too late. You slack through because of what's going on here. To such an extent where I remember I recorded a specific podcast episode with Yogeshwari where we even went in depth into this. Why do we procrastinate? Why do we don't do what we are supposed to do? Even to this date, me sharing this live, it's something that I suffer from as well. But yesterday, something different happened. While I was going through that personal setback, I spoke to Yogeshwari, as always, and I told her I need your help in this. I'm not able to think straight. I'm not able to decide what I should be doing. And she guided me with a few steps. She's like, okay, why don't you brainstorm and share all this to Clara? And then let Clara only guide you through the steps. That is the foundation for today's life. Even at a moment of a mental breakdown or a personal setback, how do you keep all the emotions aside? First of all, wash away the emotions, because if you keep the emotions inside, it's going to eat you up from within. Until unless you take it out, you will not be able to feel complete. You'll not be able to feel open. So I sat down with Clara, my AI chat GPT tab, specifically trained to talk to me exactly the way that I want at that point of time. We'll be able to understand the tonality, the words, every single thing that I say. Now, even before I get into what happened in the conversation, let me rewind back and tell you the backstory of it. So I watched this very interesting video by Dan Martell. There he talks about a very interesting thing of using ChatGPT in 2026 in ways that has never been used before. If you have been using any AI tool, you will realize that AI has a very, very natural and a generalized way of submitting answers. And it's easy to read and understand that it's AI who's written it. Now, Dan Martell says that if AI is giving you generalized answers, that's because AI doesn't really know you. And the more data you give to AI, the more AI will personalize their answers based on who you are. So he spoke something called as a master prompt. Now, at this point of me sharing this live, both Yogeshwari and I are a part of Sunsden. We have chosen the specific roles that we would like to serve the company, and the single biggest way to make the most of it is by doing a master prompt. Now, what is a master prompt? A master prompt is a series of question and answers that you go through, which sets the foundational information that you can upload to any AI tool, and the AI tool will function accordingly. So here's what you can do. You go to ChatGPT, any of the tools, and you write down, "Hi ChatGPT, my name is Suryadeep. I am the community manager, customer support specialist, training and development head, and the tech ops manager of Sunsden." Now, I've given four specific roles. I can also do individual roles, which I will be doing. Ask me every single question that you need to know about me, exclusively related to this role, that can help you get an idea about who I am as a person and what are my skill set, expertise, strengths, weaknesses related to this role. Give me a minimum of 50 questions. Go. That's the prompt that I will give. Now, the moment I give the prompt, AI is going to start thinking like that specific role and will give me the 50 questions related to. Now, let's just say I take one role, so training and development. I'll come up with 50 questions and I will answer those questions. If I talk about community manager, I'll talk about those questions. I talk about customer support specialist, come up with the questions. Tech ops specialist, come up with those questions. So each of those role has a total of 50 questions, let's just say, individually. Here's what I'm going to do. I will take out my phone. I will go to the voice recorder app. Every phone has a voice recorder app. If not, I will actually open Zoom and I will ask myself the question and I will answer. The way that we have done it for us so far, Yogeshwari and I, is we did a master prompt for just for our personal life, as in just for AI to know who we are. So in that case, now this is role specific prompt I've given you. If you want to create a master prompt for your personal life or just for you as who you are, here's what you need to type. Dear ChatGPT, I don't, I'm using AI tools, but I don't want AI to give me generalized answers. So I want you to ask me every question that you need in order to get to know me with respect to my life, my vision, my thoughts, my purpose, every single thing that will help you know me and the way that I think and process, so that whenever I give you that information as a master prompt, you will be able to work specifically based on what I need and who I am. Give me a minimum of 50 questions. Go. Now, the fact that I gave you this prompt, I don't even give this prompt by typing it out. I rather speak it out. Because when you speak out, what happens is you don't process too much. You just let whatever thoughts that's going on just blurt out. And then AI is smart enough to either ask you with some cross questioning or give you some follow up questions before giving you that list of 50 questions. I take the phone and I record all the answers to all the 50 questions. Now, this process might take 1.5, 2 hours, but in Sunsden, it has turned out to be one of our onboarding activities for any person who gets in, including Yogeshwari and I. Okay, because until and unless you have the role specific clarity, you will never be able to function towards the role. Now, the audio recording is done. Next step is we go to any AI audio to text generator. Now, my most favorite is 11 Labs, the audio to text generator. I can upload the audio. The moment I upload the audio, 11 Labs will give me the entire transcription of every single word in the audio within just a couple of seconds. And as I have that entire transcript, I can save that entire transcript as a PDF saying that this is the master prompt for, let's just say, Surya for this specific role. Now imagine every single time I'm talking to any AI tool, irrespective, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, what else, Grok, DeepSeek, Perplexity. At this point of time, me recording this video, I'm using ChatGPT and Perplexity actively. The others I'm yet to explore. But that's not the point. It's not how many tools you are using. It's about what is the depth of your tools use. So once you have your master prompt ready, now that entire file, I'll tell you, for Yogeshwari and I, our conversation put together, that is, we put it in one file itself because we take it as Yogi Surya master prompt. That file itself is 105 pages. Can you imagine? 105 pages. Now, every single time we are having any conversation, even if I'm starting a completely new AI tool with a fresh tab, the first conversation, whatever conversation that I have, I will upload the master prompt, attach that as a file so that the chatbot can read through whatever we have discussed and then give us the response. Based on the conversation, we can also ask ChatGPT to customize the custom instructions in a way that the AI tool will be responding to us exactly the way we want. So at the settings of every AI tab, there is something called as personalization or custom instructions. Now we've uploaded a lot of these instructions. Give us bullet points, simple bullet points. Don't beat around the bush. Hold us accountable. Be strong with us. Always ask us cross clarifying questions. Make sure that you don't just keep validating every single thing we say. Question us, challenge us, help us gain more clarity and awareness with each conversation. These are the custom instructions that's given. And because I have the master prompt ready, I can always ask ChatGPT only to create a custom instruction for me that's exclusively specific for me. Because I recorded, I didn't have to think too much. Whatever came out were my strengths, weaknesses, and every single thing that's there about me. Now that's about the master prompt. Now, because I have my master prompt ready, now let's come back to what did I do? I sat down with Clara after Yogeshwari's instructions, and as usual, I uploaded the master prompt. And I shared every single detail about what are the series of events that unfolded with respect to the personal setback that I'm talking about. Clara was able to understand and analyze every single thing as a part of the conversation. I gave data, I gave facts, I gave some previous messages related to that setback as it is. And then I guided her. This is what I'm going through right now. And the first thing I said is, I'm going through the emotional setback. Please help me. The next 2 to 3 conversations was all about Clara turning out to be my virtual emotional therapist and guiding me through. That conversation helped me calm the emotional tsunami down. Next, There were certain action steps that I had to take. My brain was not working properly. So I asked Clara, based on whatever I've shared, I want you to draft these messages for me. And Clara did. To such an extent, every message felt absolutely crystal clear. So that was taken care of. The third, I asked Clara, this is what I am doing in the month of December. As in, I want to make sure that by the end of the month, I have all the systems and processes ready so that every single time I'm doing this one live, that one live will can be turned into multiple content pieces which I can just sit down, learn the skills to repurpose them all. So Clara thought exactly like that. And we brainstormed on what are the challenges that I'm facing, what are the things that I love doing, what are the things that I hate doing, what are the things that challenges me. And every single time I was sharing more and more data, Clara was going back to the master prompt and taking inputs from there as well. Keeping all these things as a foundation, the next message that I would write down to Clara is, so Clara, based on whatever we have discussed so far, this is a prompt, okay? Based on whatever we have discussed so far, can you help me create a system prompt, a detailed 5,000 to 7,500 word system prompt that I can use to train any AI tool in this world that will do this particular work specifically exactly as it is. Let's go. Now, what is a system prompt? Yet again, I learned from Dan Martel. If you want to train AI uh, on speaking to you in a certain manner, you have to do a lot of back and forth, isn't it? I want you to like act as the greatest marketing coach or greatest marketing strategist and come up and help me create my LinkedIn content flywheel that ensures that there is inbound leads coming in. This is the first message, let's just say, you gave. Once you gave this message, the AI tool will start thinking in that manner and will start responding to you. And then you started the content creation, you did the brainstorming. This is my topic, this is what I do, this is what I need results on. And accordingly, the conversation goes in. A system prompt, again, courtesy Dan Martel, system prompt is something that creates the entire discussion into a system that can be copied and pasted across any AI tool, and the AI tool will function exactly based on the hours that you have put in to train that particular model. Now, why is this so important? In the year 2023 and 2024, it took me 2 years to build two custom GPTs. Back and forth conversation, back and forth testing. I used to spend so much time, 5 to 6 hours, just to train the AI model to give me exactly the results that I need. Now, I can actually sit down with AI and help AI take the help of AI only to create that prompt, which is far more detailed. And just because I have my master prompt and such depth of resources and tools and ideas and strategies that I've already discussed, it already knows what am I thinking, who I am as a person. It helps me create those system prompts in detail. So yesterday, I created a total of 12 system prompts, which not only gave me the confidence and the assurance that I will be able to simplify my life to such an extent. Now, there are going to be challenges. Even though I give the prompt, there will be certain issues that will come in, certain errors that will come in. It's absolutely fine. At times, what I have seen is I've got a system prompt. I've used the system prompt in another tool, but the results that I'm getting is not good enough, not at all good enough. I'll take a small example. Yogeshwari and I have a podcast channel, which is our main channel, Sun's Den. Sun's Den is where we are talking all about the behind the scenes about how we are building Sun's Den. We are also decoding it through deep dive podcasts. Now, I wanted that all the episodes are going to be in proper alignment. The descriptions are taken care of, timestamps are taken care of. We just have to upload the transcript and AI will do everything for us. That's the way I designed the system prompt. But when I put it out there in another AI tool, the response that I got was so boring and so generalized. I didn't feel good at all. So I sat down once again with Clara and I uploaded the system prompt. I uploaded the results and I said that, what do you think is not right in this? This is what I feel. What do you feel? And we started off with a brainstorming process, finding out the fault and finding out the problem, diagnosing the problem together, then asking AI, okay, so now Clara, tell me, what mistake did I do in terms of giving information so that the system prompt can be generated properly? Can you help me with that? This is me doing meta learning. I'm asking questions based on the faults that I have so that AI can give me those answers. All the process is brainstorming going on. This is just brainstorming going on. I also added this additional input. Like if you were the lead head of prompt engineering and the head of uh, YouTube SEO strategist in my company, what would you do? How would you analyze this output, the input, the prompt? Analyze this and tell me what are the faults. Once the brainstorming phase is over, then I will get into the process of system creation. So based on whatever we have discussed, what do you think are the missing pieces if I want to generate a system prompt based on whatever we've discussed? And then Clara gave me the gaps and the faults. Okay, based on these gaps and the faults, can you give me a detailed 5,000 to 7,500 words system prompt? Now Clara gave me the system prompt. Okay, good. Now let's just say I am copying and pasting the system prompt to an AI tool, you example ChatGPT, and I have a sample topic. Can you implement the prompt as using a sample topic and give me a sample output so that I can get the flavor of how this prompt is different than the previous one? Then the output comes in. So now my system prompt just got upgraded. I'm not only copying and pasting the updated system prompt in my prompt list, I'm also copying and pasting the response and the sample and the output that came in for that sample topic. This is literally a one-time task because now I can use that system prompt anywhere and everywhere, whenever I want. I can give that to clients. I can give that to my students. I can give that to anyone who needs help and I don't want to physically involve myself and help. Even now, the fact that this live is being done, if anyone tells me, Sudeep, how do you talk to AI? Well, just check this video. I've explained everything in detail. Now, that's the purpose, right? That's how content repurposing is done. That's how you do things once. And as you do it, you keep upgrading and you move forward. Now, it's not just building the system prompt. Every single AI tool will have this element called as projects. Projects is when you can upload custom instructions all integrated in that one. It's like a folder. Think of it like an office. Every office has a CEO, a leader, uh, a chief manager, C-suite experts, and then you have managers and then the employees. Project is like that office, which includes all the information that you need. So whenever I opened a project on Perplexity and ChatGPT, that's what I did yesterday. I created projects in two different AI platforms. I copy pasted the system prompt and updated every single tab within the project. And the files that I attached as reference are the books that I'm reading, my master prompt, and that entire project is my AI Chief Operating Officer. Now, at this point of time, me delivering this live, here are the systems that I've created so far. The first is, okay, let me see it and tell you so that it's I don't miss out on anything. Just 1 second. So this is what it looks like. 1 second. Yeah. Let me show you only. I think is it. Yeah. So this will be the first time in 41 days that I will be showing. Should I show? Should I break the streak? I think I'll not do that. Yeah, it's. I just want to stay in the spotlight. Okay. So if you want me to show that to you, it'll be available in the Udemy course. Okay, the micro course. That is when I will be doing it. So you can accordingly see it. So here I don't really want to show it. So the project is there. It's written Suryadeep Clara COO. The attached files are the my master prompt and a couple of books related to mindset, skill set, and everything. You can upload a maximum of 20 files in ChatGPT. Perplexity I haven't yet explored, but pretty much so far 2 files I've uploaded. The first thing is obviously Clara, my executive assistant. Then the daily live strategist. So every single day I'm going live. All the resources behind is taken care of by AI. The title, thumbnail, text, the thumbnail descriptions, the description, the entire keywords, tags, all of those things are taken care. Then Clara, the chief COO. This is the COO who is going to be my brutal accountability holder, will help me accelerate and manifest that next 30 days to be the best 30 days of my life. Custom instructions given for that. YouTube virality SEO strategist. This is the one who will help me break things down in such a manner where every single time I'm making a video, that video ranks at the top of the search bar. Every single thing that I need to do and learn and implement. Okay. Then LinkedIn content strategist. Whatever I'm sharing in the live, this one will help me take that transcript and break it down into creating content that people will be engaging with, through which we will have students filling in the cohort. It's being trained to create polarized content related to whatever I'm speaking so that it hits people right in the heart, the readers. Again, all I have to do is just upload the live transcripts and it'll all be done. Next, a specific YouTube thumbnail builder. Based on the prompt that I get from the strategist, I'll copy and paste it over there, and the thumbnail builder will create the image for me, which I can just copy, download, and upload it. The next is the content repurposing in agent. So the fact that I'm doing these lives, I always believe in going straight forward, heartfelt. Like you should always speak from the heart. That's what I believe in. Because these lives are completely non-scripted, the only thing that I have maximum in front of me are the mind maps, are those points that I want to talk about, or the overall idea. Whatever that comes in is an organized manner in a way that I would enjoy watching my own videos. That's the way I like to do it. So if I take the transcript and I tell AI to cut out all the timestamps and all the fluff words, the repeated words, or even the filler words, filler phrases, and crunch it down to the content that was delivered, it can analyze and repurpose that entire thing based on that specific platform and give me the content pieces, which I can then sit down and I can schedule, and that becomes another skill that I have learned. Next comes the offer and funnel architect. So this is the agent that will analyze whatever it is that I'm discussing and then help me create offers about it. Simple offers. Like when I say offer, I'm not just talking about, oh, something that you have to pay me money. No. If I'm able to inspire you to sign up for my newsletter in exchange, in what's that, a goodwill bribe of getting and receiving your email ID in exchange of giving you the notes for all these live sessions, don't you think that's a steal deal? You don't have to pay me a single penny. What if I'm able to inspire you through these lives to sign up for the Udemy micro course where you can sit down in less than 90 minutes, sit down with me, do this entire thing with me. Imagine you're sitting down and you are creating your master prompt. I'm making you do it within the micro course. Step by step, I'm doing it with you. Don't you think it's a steal deal for you to sign up for that? If I'm able to inspire you to spend 30 days with me, in which I will be helping you master this skill called communication, which took me more than 5 years to master. You will just do it in 30 days. Don't you think it's a steal deal for you? That is what is an offer, according to me. Okay. And this AI agent is created in such a manner that knows about all these thoughts and has been, the system prompt also includes all of that. So when I share any of the live transcripts, it will read the transcript and see what are the potential offers that can be created. And then finally, the lead generation and outreach strategist. This is more related to the task which I do not enjoy that much. As in, I don't really enjoy reaching out to people over DM, like outbound, because I do not enjoy when people reach out to me without my permission. But that's a skill that needs to be learned, because there are people in this world who need help, and they just need to be asked. No one has asked them whether you need help or not. Now, I have been speaking with Dan Martel over Instagram over the last 3 months, literally personally over DM. Now, I don't know whether it's Dan Martel that I'm speaking with or is it his team. Whatever it is, it really doesn't matter to me. But the conversation that I'm having over Instagram, this is the first ever conversation in Instagram where I'm feeling that there is this person who genuinely wants to help me. Because I'm watching his videos, I'm reading his book, I'm going through his content, I'm able to feel that he literally speaks what he preaches. And that's the blueprint that I also want to follow. I want to genuinely ask people what are the problems that you're going through, so that if it's possible from my end, I would, if I can have your permission to help you out with whatever I've created. Is that okay? That's the approach that the lead gen and outreach specialist is going to guide me through. Again, it's trained in such a manner that will teach me, train me, tell me what to implement, guide me, help me understand my mistakes, help me fix it, and then master a skill. All of these things are added in the project. And of course, the final one is the podcast form. So I have two podcasts right now at this moment. I have a podcast with my brother, the SM Show. I have Sun's Den podcast with Yogeshwari. So every episode that we do live, we put in the transcript, put it into that AI tab, and it creates the entire YouTube list for me. That is the description, keywords, chapters, thumbnail idea, all of those things put together. Now, if the agent is doing all these things for me, don't you think that my productivity increases so much, where I don't have to do those manual work? Rather, I have to just focus on the ideation and the strategizing, how to make AI do the heavy load for me. And whenever I'm having a doubt, I will ask my Clara itself, Clara, this is the challenge that I'm facing with respect to this bot. Where am I going wrong? What do you think I should do? This is when I'm actually learning. Our schools and colleges have taught us not to ask questions, just stick to what it is. Same thing for our parents also. Just do what you are being told. Don't ask questions. Guess what? I'm so blessed that as a child, I promised myself I'm never ever going to stop this habit of asking questions. Now I have all the freedom in the world because AI demands you asking questions. In fact, if you don't ask questions, AI will never be able to understand what do you really need. And that's where 99.9% people on this planet are facing the challenge of either their AI is hallucinating, not giving them the right responses, they're not feeling that connection, they're not getting the right outputs. My objective for today's live was just to open you up to all the possibilities, provided you are ready to think in that manner. You're ready to take those action steps. You're ready to work on what exactly is it that you need, who exactly you are at this point of time. Now, I've been doing this for the last 3 years, 4 years, I guess. 2022, I started out. Only now I can say that to some extent I have got some clarity. I say this because yesterday Yogeshwari gave me a little bit of a bow down based on how I'm putting this entire thing into practice, entire thing into action. In fact, she gave me a big pat on the back, saying that this is the first time she saw that a personal setback, I've been able to turn this into such a big breakthrough. And when Yogeshwari appreciates, I'll tell you that's the greatest feeling in the world. Because she is a very, very hard taskmaster. She will never appreciate. In fact, she will butcher you. I've literally seen Yogeshwari butcher her clients left, right, and center just because they did not follow the system or they did not do what they had promised or committed to do. And here, when I've created that system, which can be used immediately, she gave me that appreciation. What was even more interesting is now, because I've learned how to generate system prompt, I can also take that prompt, tell Clara to turn this into a custom GPT related system prompt, which I can create a completely personalized GPT. At this point of me sharing this live, I have created 4 custom GPTs. Now, every book that I read can be turned into a custom GPT. So imagine, I'll take an example. There's this book called Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. He is one of the world's greatest historians. Recently started writing biographies. I got to know about him from Jay Shetty. And he writes 1,000-page biographies, which means if you read that biography, imagine a part of that person already is inside you. Now, I took it to the next level. Once I finish reading the book, what if I'm able to give this custom instruction and tell to Clara, Clara, I read this book and I really enjoyed it. Now, I wanted to know if it's possible by any way to have an interaction with that person. So if I give you the book, can you create a custom GPT which I can use to create a custom GPT where every single user interacting with a custom GPT will literally feel like they are talking to Steve Jobs? Now, of course, with Kindle and all those things, I am not able to upload the exact PDF of the book, but I'm reading the book. I can share my notes, based on my notes, based on my learnings, based on what I wrote, based on what I think. I can keep compiling those notes and the thoughts and use that as a reference for the custom GPT file. Isn't that a crazy deal? Now that is where we are heading towards right now. Imagine the intellectual assets that gets created. Imagine the systems and methods that gets created. Imagine the amount of value that I'm creating in the marketplace, which I'm talking about. Imagine the amount of additional value that I can give if anyone decides to invite me for as a speaker, as a keynote speaker, or as a systems creation guy, or any kind of a help. Imagine the amount of added value that I can create just by building the process of or the habit of talking to AI. So if I look at December, the kinds of communication practice that I have is majorly 5 different forms. First, talking to Yogeshwari. That's probably the biggest learning experience for me, because when I talk to Yogeshwari, she helps me nail things down like never before. Number 2, we are delivering our cohort live in such a manner where we are learning, we are implementing, we are also being students within that cohort. So we are learning how to design a session after a long time. We are practicing being on time and delivering the session within that period of time. We are also practicing making videos as a part of being students within that cohort. So we are already working on our communication skills. Third, the podcasts, in-depth podcasts, live, repurposing the podcasts. These are skills that's going on. Number 4, the talking to AI and repurposing each of these lives. So turning each of those lives into written carousels. That's something that she's very good at. She's crazy at graphic design. Yesterday, she designed a PPT. It's so simple and yet so effective. I just felt I wish Yogeshwari was my school and college teacher. Now she's my teacher for life. I was feeling very grateful. She's so good at it. Now I'm so good at designing systems, curriculums, systemizing, documenting. I'm very good at it. So that's one more form of communication with talking to AI. And then the final one is It's not just about repurposing, it's all about the internal communication that you're going through and the way you are communicating with yourself when you are learning a course, a tool, uh, reading a book, going through a podcast, every single interaction with people, every single thing is adding up as a community is working on our communication muscles, especially publicly, and most importantly, generating systems out of it by interacting about the same with AI. So I look at it as one action step done and 5 times the result and the output and the outcome and the learning that I am getting. So there's a lot that I've spoken in today's live. I think I'll have to rewatch what all I have shared. But all I know is every single thing that I did in the last 24 hours, I was able to kind of concise it and give it to you. Now, this will be turned into notes, cheat sheets, PDF guides, workbooks, a lot of these things. And for that, you just have to stay subscribed to my newsletter, which I will start writing from the upcoming week. At the same time, please note that AI can be a bit overwhelming, but hopefully this live is going to be your sole guide to know where do you need to start. If you have your master prompts ready, if you have your system prompts ready, that's it. That's all the start that you need. If you're also clear about your goal, like what do you want to achieve through this conversation with AI, even better. With that, this is Dr. Surdeep. We completed episode number 41. And I literally did this episode the moment I woke up. Seriously. See you tomorrow. Hoping to ensure that I am always on time. 8:30 sharp, we are going to begin. See you tomorrow.